How about a little Vikings free agency, a recap for the day? All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus, and Vikings made a couple moves today, and well worth a recap.
Yeah, it was a pretty busy day in Vikings land, and one very, very, very exciting move, and one that's not so exciting. But before we get in those, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the vids. Closing in on 7,000, though we have not yet drawn for 6,000, but we're going to do it. So drop hashtag 6,000 in the comments for your chance to win something that's going to be amazing.
Something that will be amazing. Let's start off with the first signing of the day. Vikings make a splashy move. Everybody refreshing. Oh, Za'Darius Smith. Oh, they signed somebody.
Yeah.
Sean Mannion. Sean Mannion's back. They got their backup quarterback.
Sean Mannion's back, and yeah, I don't know. This to me is a waste of a signing, a waste of a roster spot if he does indeed make the final 53. Yes, everybody says he's so helpful to Kirk Cousins, but to me, you bring in Kevin O'Connell. I think he's supposed to fill that role, the guy who's going to point things out to Kirk Cousins, help him out. That's what he's here for. He's an offensive head coach. Now you just have a shitty quarterback on the roster who can do the same thing. Yes, he's really great drinker. We all assume he is. I don't know if he really is or not. But
he is.
If that's all he's there for, then get him as an intern coach or something and put him up in the box and let him talk to Kirk through a walkie-talkie or something. But I don't think this guy needs to be on a football field.
Well, let me ask you this.
Go ahead, shoot.
For the league minimum, which quarterback would you want them to bring in? And don't just say, I just want Kellen Mond out there, because
that's what I would have said.
He must not be very good.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you can say that yet. The coaching staff hasn't really seen Kellen Mond in football situations in their system, so I don't even know if that's fair to say at this point, if it's anything to do with Kellen Mond. I think this goes back to just familiarity. A guy, and maybe it does go. Maybe him and Kirk Cousins are truly a package. I actually didn't want a veteran quarterback at this point, really. And what I thought was going to happen, they were going to trade Cousins, have a bridge guy here. That didn't happen. So now they're just, they're going with what they've been doing, just kind of rehashing who was here. So Sean Mannion's back. Will he make the final 53? I guess that's the big question moving forward. I don't know. I don't know if he will. But I did see something that was interesting on Twitter is, what if they keep 3 quarterbacks this year, and then Sean Mannion, though, is the one who's always inactive?
That's what I'm guessing is probably going to happen. I could see that absolutely happen. This doesn't bother me. Is what it is. He's not going to see the field. If he does, we got more things to worry about than that. So Sean Mannion, he's back. Now let's go to the sexy one. Za'Darius Smith, big move, big fat move. We just did a video on him. Check him out. We broke it all down, but wonderful day for Vikings fans. What's the last signing the Vikings made like this that you were this excited about?
I don't know, probably Chris Claiborne.
I think I was a little more excited about Chris Claiborne than you.
I don't know. You go back to, I mean, Kirk Cousins was exciting. We went out and got him. You look at the receivers we got back in the day. Greg Jennings was a pretty big deal when we went out and signed Greg Jennings. Same with what's his chops from Chicago. Bernard Berrian was a big deal. So those are the ones that immediately come to mind. I feel like I'm probably forgetting a pretty obvious one, but those are the 3 I can compare it to.
I mean, a guy who is still in his prime that has proven it. Like Berrian was just a guy that I always like, oh man, he's just on the Bears. He could do better. I'm going back to Steve Hutchinson. I've never been this excited about a signing, about a guy who's making such an impact. It's a big, lofty goal there, but I'm going Hutch Daddy. So Za'Darius, do not let us down.
Well, and what's so smart about this move and bringing in the pass rusher as opposed to going out and bringing a top 5 cornerback is that, a good pass rush, neutralizes a bad secondary, a bad group of cornerbacks because, quarterback has no time to scan the field. It doesn't really matter who's back there covering the receivers if he's only got 2-3 seconds to throw the ball. And you think Za'Darius Smith with Daniel Hunter, that's just going to be absolutely dominating. No team's going to be able to stop that or even slow it down. But the big but and the big if is just they got to stay healthy. I mean, they both got to be healthy. They both had injuries the last couple of years. So if this group can stay healthy, this is an absolute game changer for the Minnesota Vikings. We did our grades. I said this team has not improved. So I gave him a C. But now you look at it, just bringing in Za'Darius Smith, this team has improved so damn much. This defense is going to take a huge step forward. And that's the impact Za'Darius Smith could truly have.
Yeah, and Za'Darius Smith, he was only injured last year. Other than that, he hasn't been injured. So I'm not worried about that. He checked out, his back checked out. Daniel Hunter, absolutely some concerns there. But Za'Darius Smith, let's go, baby. Can't wait. Worth every penny.
This goal is back. This goal is in your hole. This goal. We're gonna get that thing catching up.
Somebody put it in the comments to make Lupagus happy. He's really loves this. Oh, let's do it. Let's see how many we can get there.
You know what? I think the 7K giveaway should be #goal.
Ken, we can do that for you. That's fine. But that's not official yet. A little bit other news. Former Viking Nick Vigil signs with the Cardinals. So basically we traded Nick Vigil for Jordan Hicks, and I think we did pretty well there.
We also threw in Jeff Gladney.
They can have Jeff Gladney. So there you have it. We said it in the video before this. If you're middle age and having a little sleepy pee, having a little trouble getting that thing going, pull up the Vikings depth chart and just look at their linebackers.
Yeah, I mean, really, from left to right, it's delicious. Smith, Hicks, Kendricks, Hunter. I mean, my God. You add a little depth there, and then this is going to be a glorious pass rush.
Depth. We have tough freaking Borland. We are just fine at depth.
Tough Lord, DJ Wanham. We don't know what Za'Darius Robinson can bring to the table yet, and so there's definitely some options here. Maybe Kenny Willekes will stand up and rush the passer as well. So there's a lot of things we can do, a lot of things to toy with. One thing we should mention, we didn't talk about, to bring the Za'Darius Smith here, Daniil Hunter. His contract was restructured, creating some cap space there. So I think there's still a little bit left over. So who knows? Maybe the signing isn't quite done yet, but the fact Za'Darius Smith is in town, this is huge for the Vikings. It's absolutely huge.
Well, I think it's a done deal. He signed. So I think
I said the spending isn't done. Like we're gonna get more guys, is what I meant.
Yeah, they can still
Dalvin Cook. He's here.
Dalvin Cook. There's still some guys that they can play around with. So we're not done yet, but it was a very good day. Very good day in Viking land. Woo, doggy. Let us know in the comments below what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what happens when you look at that linebacker depth chart.
And #Zol.
You're not going to win anything yet.
Don't forget #Zol. And remember this. Now you got to think of this one. It's kind of tricky. No lemon, no melon. Backwards is no lemon, no melon.